Koti pranams to the lotus feet of our beautiful Lord Sai Ram to all. As all normal devotees, had this great love for Swami's lotus feet. I would not get enough of touching his feet, which is normal, I think, for all devotees. Whenever Swami used to come to visit us in Anandapur, some days he would come to our hostel, and there was a small bhajan hall there, and Swami would sit on his sofa there, and then he would conduct bhajans, make the girls sing. And mostly he would, when he's leaving for Puttaparthi, he would leave from the hostel. So his car would come up there, and he would leave from there. Very often, when Swami came to sit there, he would remove his slippers and leave it in one corner of the room. And I always wanted to have a pair of Swami slippers. So one time he had come, and he was leaving from the hostel. So all of us were gathered around Swami's car. We were holding his hand. Swami had given us all Pat Namaskar. And we were asking Swami, when will you come again? And Swami said, I will come next month and all. And we would pin him down. He said, Swami, which date? Tell us the date. 13th November 1971, like that. We would insist, and Swami has to promise, and we would all stretch out our hands for Swami to promise. So Swami was in his car, and for some reason I went back to the room, and I saw that Swami had left his slippers there. So I took the slippers and I ran back to the car, and I said, Swami, your slippers. So Swami looked at me like, and he opened the car, and I bent down and placed it at his feet. And Swami left. That we were taught that we are not supposed to take anything from anybody without asking them. This incident happened like 3 times, and the last time Swami looked at me with an expression like, oh, you silly girl, don't you understand? I have left it for you. But I didn't have the courage to take it without Swami telling me, take it, it's for you, right? So I never took it. And this love for Swami's feet and the beautiful slippers that Swami would put. He had very tiny feet, like a woman's feet. You all know that, right? And over the years, when it was sand in front of the mandir, when Swami would walk, the sands were all swept, very neatly, and he would leave his footprints. So one day I was sitting there, and I thought, I would like to buy Swami a pair of slippers, so that Swami can use it whenever he goes out in the car. And I had a friend, a Western lady named Parvati, who was sitting close to me many times for darshan. So I was telling her this, and she said, I said, how can I find out Swami's size? How small or big are his feet, She said, no problem. When Swami comes in front of us, after he walks past, you just measure it with your hands, from thumb to the little finger. You will know how much it is. Then go home and measure how many inches it is. That is Swami's size. And then you can order the slippers. And then she told me also a secret. She said, Swami does not wear animal skin. His slippers are all made of artificial leather. Never does Swami wear anything of animal skin. So I knew this, okay. And then what happened was, this happened many years later, okay, not at the college days time. We had a friend from Germany who was staying in our house in Puttaparthi. And when he was leaving, he treated me like his sister. When he was leaving, he asked me, Jayashree, what do you want from Germany? So I said, I want a beautiful pair of maroon, soft slippers and size 6, because I had measured Swami's foot size. So I said size 6. And I'm also a size 6. And naturally, this brother thought that the slippers were for me. And I told him it has to be very beautiful, very soft, comfortable. He said, oh, no problem. I will look for it all over Germany to find these slippers for you. So he left and he went. And he looked in many places he could not find. And the day before he was leaving, he was in Hamburg. And in one of the stores in the window, he saw this beautiful maroon slippers, just one of them. So he walked inside and he asked to see that slippers. And the person serving in the shop, she came and gave the slipper to him. And he said, please, can you bring me the other, the pair? So she went, got him, and he placed both the slippers in his hand, and immediately he felt the tears come into his eyes. And he said, this is not for Jayashree. This is for her Swami. And it was beautiful, soft maroon, and the top of it was covered, so the feet, the toes would be inside the slippers. And he just asked that lady, can you please emboss some letters on this slippers? And he told her, please, in gold, you put B S S S B. Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. So she did that in gold on top of that maroon velvet like slippers and gave it to him. So he brought this to Puttaparthi and he said, Jayashree, I got you your gift. So I saw the slippers and I was so happy, oh, this is beautiful. I hope Swami will use it. So I packed it. Of course, you cannot give things like this in darshan. So I packed it and sent it to Swami. And I just put in a letter and I said, Swami, I hope and pray with all my heart that you will wear it at least once, Swami. Then what you do with it is yours. You will give it away to somebody or whatever, but at least please wear it once. I forgot about it. And that year, a few months later, it was our Kerala people's New Year, which is called Vishu. It comes on the 14th or 15th of April, and Swami was in Kodaikanal. So my mother and a lot of people from our Samati in Kerala had gone to Kodaikanal for the New Year darshan. So the festival was celebrated, everybody had a grand time, Swami gave prasadam and all that. And in the afternoon, he called this group who had come in a bus, he said, come inside for interview, and Swami called them all inside. And Swami was sitting on his beautiful chair, and my mother, she's an old lady, right? So some of those old ladies were sitting right in front, very close to Swami. And later on, they had this wonderful interview. And when she went back home, she sent me a letter and she said, we had this interview. Swami said this and this and this. But she said, but the most beautiful thing about this interview was on Swami's beautiful lotus feet. He had the most incredibly beautiful maroon velvet slippers, and it had gold letters embossed on it, B S S S B. And my mother sent this. Of course, she didn't know I had sent it. It was Swami's sweet way of telling me that, yes, I have worn your slippers. You be happy now.